Sea of Thieves is a game I was excited for, and then that 2017 E3 trailer played which almost put me to sleep, and now that I've played the beta, I still really want to like Sea of Thieves, but my god are they making it hard. Before I start talking about all the negatives, let's take a look at some of the positives. The way the game looks, in terms of being on the sea, is really great, and the mechanics of travel within the ship is cool, but possibly a lot cooler in theory than in practice. It's a novel concept in the beginning that you might find charming, but you may, as I did, begin to lament some of the things that really don't make for a smooth and pleasant gameplay experience. Now what you are looking at on screen is exactly what I was looking at the very first time I started the game. No tutorial, no simple controls screen, no nothing. I booted up the game, chose the recommended game mode, and was spawned onto a sinking ship by myself, while two people on voice chat in another ship were laughing and saying, "Sorry bro," and "the life of a pirate, you know." Lol. I was then attacked by sharks but managed to talk to a merman who sent me to a small island town. I spawned inside a bar, and it was at this time I learned, on my own, how to bring something even closely related to a UI onto the screen. There is no crosshair or HUD, basically no UI in general, but I did manage to bring a gun and a sword onto the screen so it at least looked like I was playing something. I walked aimlessly around town, not knowing what to do and not given any kind of instruction or direction, until I jumped on a ship with some other people and we set off. I went to multiple islands, searched high and low, and found absolutely nothing, but the exact same copy-paste skeleton enemies. There were places where it looked obvious to dig, right in front of a giant Easter Island head, but there was nothing there. I get back on the ship, and the other people I was with disappeared, and I was joined shortly thereafter by a guy named I Main Your Mum. The only thing I Main Your Mum did was drop the anchor in the middle of the ocean to stop us going anywhere, which is a single button push and instantaneous drop of the anchor. To pull it up though, well, this is real-time footage of me raising the anchor. I honestly spent more time doing tedious, boring tasks like this than doing anything I'd consider fun, and after exploring a few more islands and finding absolutely nothing, I logged out and went to bed. The next day I decided to give it another chance. This time I selected the solo player ship. It says for expert explorers only, but the detriment to my experience thus far had been caused by other players, so I embarked on my solo journey. This time I spawned on a small island town and was able to piece together what the hell you are actually meant to do in this game, and it really isn't encouraging. So far as I can tell, the reason I wasn't finding anything on islands before is because the only way to actually find treasure is to purchase voyages from one of the very few vendors. And voyages are basically quests. You activate them on your ship, they give you a map and sometimes some vague clues, you go there and dig up the treasure chest, then bring it all the way back to the vendor, who in turn buys it off you for some gold, which you can use to buy more voyages. It's just an endless cycle of storyless fetch quests. My Sea of Thieves experience so far made No Man's Sky feel like Disneyland. There is absolutely nothing to do, there is no story, the gameplay mechanics are either broken or so tedious they lose their charm within the first 20 minutes, and the only content the game seems to offer is the experience to troll and grief other players. The whole voyage system is nothing but a deterrent to exploration and fun. If you can only find treasure when you're on a specific voyage going to a specific place as laid out for you by the voyage, there is no reason to ever go anywhere else or explore the vast sea. You just go from point A to point B and back to point A for no reason other than to do it all over again. In its current state, the only way this game is going to be any fun is if you play with a group of close friends, and even then, it is going to get really old really fast. There is perhaps an opportunity to salvage Sea of Thieves, but Rare are quickly running out of time. There is a lot of work to be done, and it's going to need a hell of a lot of tangible content added, but we are less than 2 months out from launch. Plus, betas in this day and age are generally how the game launches. There are a few minor value tweaks and some polishing, but the games are largely unchanged from the beta, and if that is the case, this game is doomed to fail, and I really don't want that. We all want Rare to succeed, we all want Microsoft to have an exclusive that's worth a shit, but it certainly doesn't look like Sea of Thieves is going to be anything anybody wants.